welcome to Holy Heartbeats. My name is Nathan, and I narrate Christ-centered testimonies from all over the world. These testimonies include rapture and end times visions, near-death experiences, encounters with angels and demons, God, Jesus, and even Satan himself. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you are fond of listening to these types of stories, and let me know what you think about these testimonies in the comments section below. Furthermore, for those who want to share their personal testimonies, visions, and revelations from God, you can send us your own stories at holyheartbeat7@gmail.com. I will be very honored to read your testimony, which may inspire, edify, and encourage a lot of people in their personal journey of faith with the Lord Jesus Christ.
All right, guys. Hi, I'm Joel. I'm going to share my testimony on how I went to hell. Back whenever I was a teenager, man, I fell away from Jesus, man, and just started getting into, like, hoodoo, voodoo, witchcraft, whatever you want to call it, man. It's all the same inside of the Lord. So, one night I was over at my girlfriend's house. I was 17 years old, and I just, for some reason, started getting tired. So, it was, kind of late. It was probably 7, 8 o'clock at night. And we had school the next day, so I told her bye and I went home. Well, as I got home, I walked through the front door of my mom and dad's house. My mom was sitting there reading, like, some kind of girly novel. My dad was sitting in his recliner reading the Bible. And, I said, hi. I went to my bedroom. Back then, man, I was, I was a hellraiser, man. I was a worldly person, man. Worldly. And I was bad. I was pretty good at it, but I'm not that same guy. Well, that night, I walked past my mom and dad. I go into my bedroom, and I lay on I had a twin-size bed, and I laid across the width of the bed. Not laid down in the length of the bed, but the width of the bed. And I knew I was in my bedroom. The light from the street light was shining through my bedroom window. And all I did was just close my eyes for a second. And, it was like I blinked my eyes is all it was. I just blinked my eyes. I was tired. I had this weird tiredness on me. And as I'm laying across the width of the bed, I blinked my eyes, and I am surrounded by darkness. And I thought, somebody had shot out or the street light went off or whatever. Well, come to find out, man, but I felt like I was standing up. And for, like just a split second, I'm sitting there thinking, man, what happened? Where am I? Well, all of a sudden, man, I don't know how to explain this, but it was like the realization of where I was at happened, and it hit me full force, man. Then all of a sudden I started hearing this demonic laughter coming from in front of me, then one coming from the side of me, from another side, until they were engulfing me. And I am sitting there just freaking out, dude. I knew immediately that I was in hell. There's no exception. You know where you're at, and you are there. Well, I knew that these demons, devils, fallen angels, whatever you want to call them, were going to just, oh man, I knew that they were going to rip me to shreds, man. And see, back then, whenever I was 17, man, I thought I was just, 6'2" and bulletproof, man. I mean, you're a kid. You think you're hard, and you're not really that hard. Well, the next thing you know, dude, I don't know why I thought this, but I thought it. And as I thought it, I started screaming out his name. And I mean, just the utter terrification that you know that you're in hell, that you have been separated from life itself, that you are going to go through the second death for all eternity hits you. It hits your every being, your essence. It hits your spirit, man. And you can do nothing about it. Well, as I'm standing there in hell, these things are just, man, I mean, it was just intense horror. And I start screaming out, Jesus, save me. Jesus, save me. And I mean, I must have said it about 7 or 8 times, man. It could have been a lot more than that. But I'm sitting there yelling as loud as I can, man. And I mean, I'm just screaming. And it gets even more intense, man. The laughter, man, starts to start. It almost drives you crazy. And the darkness just drives you crazy. I didn't get to smell anything. I didn't get to see. There was no foreign orange light. I think I was in a prison cell or in what I heard one pastor say that he was in a pit. And I'm looking up and I'm just yelling for Jesus, man. Save me, save me, save me. And I could tell these demons are getting closer and closer. Well, all of a sudden, I mean, it felt like I was there for, I don't know, man, maybe 8 minutes or so. It could have been, man, it could have been 3 minutes, 3 to 8 minutes. I don't know. I mean, time there, there's no time. So you don't know how long stuff takes anymore. Because time is an earthly thing. That's why we spin around, the globe, and then the globe spins around the sun. That's time. That's how you judge time. So that's how we judge time for time on different sets of rules for time. But I know, man, whenever I let out the loudest yell I've ever yelled in my life, and I said, Jesus, save me. Then I opened my eyes. I was back in my bed, still laying the width of the bed. I jump up. I'm covered in sweat, man. I come outside. Well, okay, before that happened, hold on. Before I blinked, I was back in my body. I remember that I was floating up through the earth, and I'd come out to the outside of my mom and dad's house, and I was thinking to myself, I was looking around, I could see the trees, I could see the street lamp, I could see the houses, but everything was calm. I mean, there was no wind, there was no cold, there was no hot. I was in the spirit. And I'm looking at the wall, and I'm like, dude, thank God I'm back. Thank God I'm back. Thank God I'm back. And I run through the wall. My feet are still on the ground. They're not in the house level. The house level is about 2 to 2.5 feet above the ground, because we got a crawl space. In some areas it's about 3 foot. Most areas it's about 3 foot. So I know that the floor is almost up to my thighs, almost up to my waist. I run into the living room. My dad, he's reading the Bible, and he looks up, and as if he knows something's there. And I could see my mom still sitting there reading, and my dad was just looking down the hallway like, what is going on? So then I look at them, and I'm like, oh man, I'm so thankful that I'm back. So I tell myself, man, I got to get back in my body. I mean, immediately I turn around, I open my eyes, and I'm still laying the length of the bed. I'm covered in sweat, and my body's like a cold sweat. I jump up, I come into the living room, and my dad is sitting there, and I'm just staring at him. and my mom is sitting there, and she's reading. My dad goes, "Man, what's wrong with you?" And I didn't tell him anything. Not for a couple years, I didn't say anything. I said nothing, man, nothing. Went back in my bedroom, terrified for the rest of the night. Got a little bit of sleep, went to school the next morning. Didn't tell anybody that this happened, man. I didn't tell anybody until after I graduated. Years later, I'm sitting there telling my dad how I experienced this happening. He's like, "Oh my God, man. Back whenever you were a teenager, you guys were so like out of control that me and your mom were praying that God would allow one of the children to experience what hell was like." I said, "Well, don't ever pray that again, because I'm the one that got to experience that, and I don't ever want to go back there again." So this is my testimony, and I hope it helps. I hope it gets to the person that it's intended to speak to, because you might be on the wrong track, man. Trust me. Just give it up. Go back to Jesus, man. He loves you. He loves you. He has nothing but good for you, man. Trust me. And, well, that's it, man. I hope this reaches one person and changes their life, because what I went through, if it just touches one person and gets you back to Jesus Christ, then everything he put me through is worth it. Thank you. God bless. Have a great night.
Hello, Holy Heartbeats. My name is Johnny, and I was born in 1982. My mother and father divorced just before I was born. I grew up with my mother, but she suffered from bipolar disorder. So, when she would get sick, I would go live with my aunt, but then my aunt would also get sick with bipolar disorder. Sometimes they would be sick at the same time. It was hard growing up. I missed a lot of school. Then my father passed away in '97, and I really didn't have a dad. I'm leaving a lot out, just putting the important things. After my dad died especially, I really started to feel like someone was helping me in my life, and I knew it was God. My grandmother, she was Portuguese, was very Catholic, prayed the rosary every night, and instilled in me at a young age a respect for Jesus. I always had respect for Jesus, and I never denied him. I always loved Jesus, but I just didn't know him fully. Jesus always knew me, and I am so lucky for that, because he saved me several times. I lived a bit of, not a bad life, but I made some mistakes. I definitely sinned, nothing too bad. I've never killed anyone or anything like that, but I sinned in my own ways. God always showed me the better way, and I always had a good moral compass because God was in my life. I'm so lucky for that. I'm glad I was able to hear God close and clearly. I ended up having a couple of accidents, and I was put on pain medication. I ended up building an addiction to the pain medication. It got really bad. I had 2 children. I have 2 boys after I was married, and I was in active addiction. It got a lot worse. I died a couple of times and was brought back to life by paramedics. I have no business being alive. It's only because of Jesus that I'm alive, because I was dead several times. I was up to 260 pounds in 2017 to 2019. I am now back down to 180 pounds, and that was just through listening to God. I'm not going to really get into that because it's between me and God, but it involved fasting. I won't get into that much. I am now in a place where I can really identify the good and evil in the world, in everybody, and in everything. I can see the duality in people and myself. I know I'll never be perfect. None of us will. There's a lot more I'm missing there, but the main thing is that I'm now in a place where I'm really able to recognize things in people, and my intuition is at an all-time high. I can even send my thoughts to people, not subconsciously, but maybe telepathically, send vibes to people, whether that's about me or something else. I can send vibes to people's brains, and I can read energies very well in people. I really am at a place where I trust my instincts, or what I say is Jesus, God, is guiding me, and God's giving me the ability to see things and feel things and trust those things. I think we all have this ability, but you really have to, I don't know how to explain it. It's only through God that you can unlock certain abilities. Now, again, I'm not special in any way. I'm not better than anybody. I just truly believe that the deeper you get into your relationship with Jesus, by reading the Word and understanding Jesus, because there's an unlimited amount more that you can learn about Him. You'll never know everything about Jesus while you're in this world, but you can get closer and closer. And the closer I get, the more my intuition is on point. The main thing I want to leave everyone with is never, even if you get these abilities, use them for bad. Don't take it for granted. Keep it in your back pocket. Use it for good. That's all I can say. Thank you so much for sharing my testimony.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and I'll see you in our next video.